Hello everyone and welcome to Think Python. Today we'll learn about dictionaries. Dictionary is useful where the data is in the form of key-value pairs. Now think of a student who has some attributes such as name, roll number, and maybe course, year. So each attribute would have a value. Name would have his or her name and so on. This is a group of key-value pairs where every key has some value. So here we use a dictionary where we can store key-value pairs. Let me show you how. So to define a dictionary, let me define a variable called student. To define a dictionary, we use curly braces like this. And inside a dictionary, we have to define the key and value pairs. So first we define the key, which is name, okay, and then we define the value for this key here. So I define the value to be Nirek, okay, and this is separated by a comma. Then you can add another key value pair, for example the roll number. So I define the key as roll and separated by a colon I define the value as 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Again the comma to separate the next key value pair, and here I define is eligible. So this may be the eligibility for some course, separated by a colon. Now here I define true. So this gives me the boolean value, either true or false, right? And you can define maybe one more attribute. For example, you can define the course, okay, again separated by a colon. We assign it a value which is Python. Alright, so this completes the dictionary, right? Now, as we do with the conventional dictionary, each entry is unique. You will not find a word twice in a dictionary, right? So similarly, when we define a dictionary, the keys here that we are defining must be unique. You should not repeat one key. And please notice here the values that I have assigned. Now the key name has a value which is a string. Roll number has a value which is a number. So you can always omit these quotation marks because it is a number. And is eligible is a value having a value which is a boolean. So it is true or false. You can set it to false also. So a key has to be unique when you are defining a dictionary, whereas the value can take any type, literally any type. So value could be a number, it could be a string, it could be a list, it could be a tuple, and so on and so forth. To access the items of a dictionary, we can use this method. And before I tell you how to access, let's first print our dictionary. So we'll use this command print, and the name of the dictionary is student. So let me run the code. There you go. So you have your dictionary which you have just defined printed at the output terminal. So you see name is Nirek, which is a string, then the roll number is 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a number. So different and multiple data types are supported by a dictionary. But remember, the keys have to be unique. You cannot use a key twice. So in a similar manner as a dictionary does not have similar word twice. Alright. So let's move further and let's learn how to access the items of a dictionary. It is very simple. So we simply type, I'll use this print statement here only. So we type the name of the dictionary, which is student, and I use square brackets. Inside the square brackets I need to define the key which I want to access. For example, I want to access the name, so I'll say name, right? And I print the code. So I have this name printed at the output terminal. Also remember, the keys are case sensitive. Now what do I mean by case sensitive? That means if you ask Python to print the key name, so here when we have defined it in our dictionary, it is having all lowercase characters. So if you type capital N, if you type a name with capital N here and you try to print it, you will get an error here. So see, the error is in line number 7, which is this line here, and it says key error. Key error means this key is not defined. Now Python does not understand name key with N in capital. So remember, it is case sensitive, and can also use to this to avoid this error. There is one method which you can always use, which is known as the get method. Now get method is a good option if you want to avoid such errors in your coding. Now let me tell you how do we use this get method here. So to use get method, you can simply say print the name of your dictionary, which is student, right? And I'll say student dot get. Now I'll say the key which I want to access. So the key here is name, all right? And if I run the code, so I have Nirek printed at the output, but this was printed even with the conventional method also. So the objective is to avoid getting an error. So what we can do here is, let me show you. So if I type name with capital N, earlier we were getting an error. Now if I run the code, so it gives me a none value. So we are not getting an error. That's very, very important when you're writing a code. So that means if this particular keyword is not there in your dictionary, it will not shout at you, it will not show you a red error, but it will simply say none. It will simply return none. So that's the benefit of using .get method. Now if you want to add some more key value pair to your already existing dictionary, you can also do so very easily. So what you have to do is simply type the name of your dictionary and the new key which you want to enter. For example, you want to add hobby, right? And equal to, then we define, for example, guitar. Okay, so now if we print the dictionary and run the code, so here see, hobby equal to guitar is added to our already existing dictionary, right? So this is how you can define a dictionary where you have a variety of data types, and very important is your data is in the form of a key value pair, right? So I hope you find it interesting and easy. It is very, very helpful when you are coding. And before I close, the exercise for today is, you have two lists. One is a list of keys which is having 1, 2, 3 in numbers, and another is a list of values which is having 1 in words, ONE 1 and comma TWO 2. So these are two lists. You have to convert it into a dictionary. So that is a very simple exercise. I know you all would be able to do it successfully. Still, if you face any problem, do let me know in the comment section so that we solve it. Till then, happy coding. Goodbye.